everyone, it's Shadow the Rat, and for today's video, I will be showing you how you can train your rat to fetch you a spool by rolling it to you, just like Mr. Jingles the mouse does in the movie The Green Mile. So to start, you will need either a spool or tube of some sorts. I recommend using a paper towel tube because these are the perfect size for rats. One final note before we start, and that is if you would like some more information on some of the basics of rat trick training, feel free to check out my Ultimate Guide to Rat Training video, which I will link in the description down below. Now to start training your rat to fetch you a spool, you first want to lure your rat around the tube to the opposite side facing away from you, and then reward them. Next, you want to place a few small dry treats around the size of a third of a Cheerio under your tube. Then show your rat these treats and let them consume them. Each time they accidentally push the tube with their nose when grabbing a treat, make sure to reward them with a more valuable treat such as yogurt from your hands. If you are using a clicker, this is a great moment to click before rewarding them, because that way you can mark the exact moment they push the tube with their nose. Once you have practiced having your rat get treats from under the tube a few times, this time pretend to put a treat down and see if your rat will push the tube. If they do so, go ahead and reward them, and if not, you want to practice placing a few more treats down under the tube before trying again. Once your rat will push the tube without you placing any treats under it, you want to gradually begin to have them push the tube towards you. At first you may have to point at the area you initially placed the treats under in order to get your rat to push the tube, but once they have done this a few times, they should start to push the tube every time they finish eating their reward. Make sure that each time they push the tube you reward them first, before luring them forward so that they can push the tube again. When they have pushed the tube to you fully, you want to reward them, then place the tube back in its original spot before luring the rat around it, rewarding them, then rewarding them for pushing the tube again in your direction. Once your rat is consistently pushing the tube to you, you now want to only reward harder pushes or multiple pushes. At first reward every strong push or every 2 weak pushes, but gradually work up to them pushing the tube to you fully from whichever spot you place it in. At this point you want to switch gears and work on them walking away from you to the opposite side of the tube in order to push it back to you. Practice luring them into position and then rewarding several times, and then begin to fade your hand by making less and less obvious gestures towards the side of the tube and rewarding your rat when they get into the correct position. Once they will reliably get into position when you point at the tube, begin to wait a few seconds to see if they will push the tube as well, before rewarding them. You may need to cue this by pointing at the initial area you placed treats under the tube at first, but they should quickly return to pushing the tube entirely back to you. Now you want to combine these two behaviors, at first sending the rats to the correct position and rewarding them, and then rewarding them for pushing the tube back to you. Once you have repeated this a few times, you now want to stop rewarding in between the steps and only reward your rat once they have circled around the tube and pushed it back to you. If they ever start to seem confused, you will want to go back to rewarding in between for a few tries, before fading this out again. At this point, you can optionally teach your rat to chase down the tube when you toss it, and then circle it and roll it back to you. To do this, you would start by rolling it gently and then pointing at the side so that your rat circles it and pushes it back to you. After doing this a few times, you can start to gently roll the tube and see if the rat will circle it without any help, and roll it back to you. And if not, you can practice helping the rat get into position when the tube is gently rolled a few times before fading out your hand. And that's all there is to it! This trick is super fun for rats of any age, and it's a great trick to introduce your rat to chain behaviors. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Hey guys, so before I go, I just wanted to go ahead and give a quick shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support, it really means a lot to me. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.